Okay, this is the most basic choke, the basic X choke or cross choke. Again, if his gi's tight, I got nothing. So I got to open up the present. He's going to be focused on keeping his posture, keeping his position. So I open him up and break him down. I'm going to use my right hand so I turn the gi this way so I can follow it in. I'm going to come up. If I just stay here, I'm not very deep in there. I want to reach around to this ear almost. So I'm going to come up, push myself up on him, reach around behind. This elbow stays bent here against his chest, and I've got to pull him on top of me. So if he stays postured, I can't get this choke. I don't even bother. You don't even bother attempting a choke unless you have the perfect positioning. It's just wasted energy. So again, right now I've got to get him in position that I can break him. So he's pushing me away. So I got to come up again, come up, drive up into him. There's some sweeps that I can take from here that we'll go over too. But again, I bend in here and I pull him back down with me on top of me. At this point, I reach underneath and I grab his gi right where his chin is. And I pull down. At the same time, pull in. What are you actually trying to accomplish with a choke? You always want to have an idea in your mind. You're not just grabbing some guy's uniform and pulling it across his neck. You're forming a garrote around his neck. A garrote is a wire that is used to strangle someone. And so that's what you're doing. You're strangling someone with their own gi, with your arms. So you want to picture that in your mind's eye, what you're doing. So when I choke, I don't want to choke someone with the flat part of my arm. Okay, if I choke him here, that is not a thin wire. I want to choke him with the blade of my ulna, okay, the line on my ulna, or the blade of my radius, the wrist bone off the thumb. So I don't want to, if I'm choking you, if your head is here, I don't want to choke you with the flat part, okay? That distributes the force. I want the force to be a line around the neck. You've got your circulation to your brain. You have 4 main arteries. You have the 2 main carotids, which are about 80% of your circulation, which are right here in the front. Now they come off, when they come out of the chest, they come off a little bit in the front, and then they dive back and go in the brain back here. So when you choke someone, you want to choke them further down towards the base of the neck where the carotids are more out. So they're easier to choke someone lower rather than higher. When you choke them up here, there's more space between where your line of garrote, where your line of choke is, and where the carotid artery is. There's also 2 other arteries in the back that run up the vertebral system called the vertebral basilar system. So you want a circumferential choke. You want to choke someone completely around their neck. And you got to picture it. It's a wire that you're choking someone with. So all the chokes that we do, rear naked chokes, gi chokes, no gi chokes, everything is with a garrote, and that's what we're doing. Unless you have the garrote tight, what's the point? You wouldn't choke someone if there was an inch of laxity in a choke. So the first most important step is to cinch that, get that first hand place. That's 95% of a choke is the first hand. Again, you want to choke with the blade, okay? And when you use someone's collar, the collar can become the other part of the blade. You don't have to have your hands choking someone's neck. Look how thin that is. This is a nice line. So if I can get a line around someone's neck, as thin a line as possible, 1 millimeter of force distributed is going to be a lot better than 2 or 3 inches, because you want that pressure on the arterial system. So again, on the basic cross choke, you open the choke up, feed it, so you're grabbing the collar and you're going to go inside, so you turn the collar out like that. Thumbs out. This prepares you. Don't bother choking someone if you don't have the right position. I'm going to open that up. I'm going to climb up, push into him, make him defend. What's he going to do? He's going to push down into me. I'm going to break that arm down. I'm going to pull him down with me. I've got this arm. The blade of my radius is touching his neck. I don't want to be up on his ear. I'm as low as I can possibly be. Wrist turned over as much as possible to put this blade, the back side of the blade. I'm not flat. I'm not like this. I'm here. My elbow is touching his chest. Okay? And then I'm going to reach underneath. I'm going to pull until I feel the laxity drop and it's totally taut. And then I row him in for the choke. Choke only comes 2 inches. You don't have to get a full extension, full flexion. It's 2 inch, a 2-inch choke. It's from here, pull it in, and right here. That's the choke, right there. Remember, it's a wire. Every time I choke someone, I'm choking them right here on their neck. I'm not choking them up by their ears. And I've got a garrote that I'm tightening. So if I've got laxity in the collar, I'm not going to try and choke from here. I'm going to get rid of that laxity until I get to this point that I've got, again, a garrote around someone's neck. Okay.